Before we start this video, I just want to apologize that I used a wrong microphone to record this video. So the sound quality isn't going to be good enough. Another thing I want to say that I started trying dark theme because I think most of you guys like dark theme better than light theme. For myself, I just need to get used to it. So I think I'm going to try to use it. Let me know if you absolutely hate dark theme or if you really like dark theme. Just let me know so that I can see how many people like light theme, how many people like dark theme. Let's continue our Meetup management system. Let's take a look at this view mode here. So previously, we have completed the cover image. Now, what we need to do for the rest of the things, this will be done after we have user login, user authentication, authorization implemented. The rest of the things that are left are basically the categories and capacity. And then based on the category, we need to toggle whether it's location or meetup. And all of these have already been implemented. So we just have a few things to take care of. So first of all, let's take care of the category. So let's go to our slice, which is our create event slice. And let's go to the create event component over here and scroll up to find a place where we need to place our categories. I would place it above the image, probably here. So I'm going to just copy, let's say I'm going to copy this and then paste it over here. And for this one, this is going to be our category, but we are not going to use the input text. We're going to use a select element, but the latest .NET actually contains InputSelect. Okay, this is a built-in component, and you can see that it tries to automatically generate some code. But in order to tell it exactly what I want to generate, I'm going to actually delete all of this because we have to take advantage of the AI functionalities that is built into Visual Studio. So over here, I'm going to say category. So this, I'm hinting to the AI that I'm actually working with category. I want to work with category. Now, if I hit enter from here, then it's going to generate the input select for category. And you can see that it's trying to do this. And then I just need to close it element here. Well, here, I don't want to hard code. What I have for the category is kind of hard coded in the enumeration here, right? I have in-person, I have online. So I need to create those options based on the enumeration. So how do I do that? Well, I can first of all go to the create event service here. I can scroll down and then I can add a method here. Well, you can already see that it's trying to actually generate this for me, but it's trying to pull from database. So I'm not going to use it. I'm going to say this. Maybe, you know what? Let's actually try to use AI. So I'm going to write a comment. I'm going to say, give me, no, I cannot say this. I shouldn't talk to the AI like a prompt, but I'll say return a list of categories based on the enum in, what is the name of that enumeration? So meetup categories. So meetup categories enum. And then I hit enter. Hopefully AI will respond to my comment here. Okay, I think this is good. So we're trying to return this, and we have a problem over here. This is just a namespace. I'm going to do control dot to import a namespace, and this is exactly what I want. Right? So I can get categories just like that. So let me save it, and then I can go back. Well, let's go back from here, right here. Okay. Now this is the place where I can have my options, and I can again say list all the options based on the get categories method, and I'm going to do a Control C to create a comment and then hit enter, and let's see what it does. Actually, it's doing it for each category, get from categories, and then options, category. I think this is exactly what I need. But on top of that, I'm going to delete this comment. on top of that, I will hard code something. I'm hard code one option here. This is basically the empty one, and it's actually the default one, so I'm going to say select it. And then over here, I'm going to say select a, right? So basically, I prompt the user to select a category. So now, once I have this, I just remember that I need to change something. So I need to go down over here to the event team model, because in the constructor here, I actually hard coded to be in person. I need to change that. So now I come back, I have everything I need in this basically a drop-down list. All right, so this is good, and this is bound to the category property here. But where is the address? Oh, this is cover image, right? And then we have the image URL. Okay, so I think we placed this in the wrong place. So this has to be above the entire image. So this is the entire image, and then over here is location. I think we need to actually place the category above the location, just like this. And then, because depends on what the users select over here, we will need to display either a venue address or the link, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to write another comment here. I'm going to say based on the category selected, we show either venue address, which is basically location, or meetup link. And then I'm going to do a comment, and I'll hit enter and see what it can generate for me. Well, Visual Studio probably think this is too complicated and doesn't want to generate anything for me. That's fine. I'm going to just write it myself and say if we're looking at category, right? Well, I don't like this. I'm going to just directly write myself. So event view model dot category, because the category is basically just a string. So I'm going to say if it equals meetup category. I have an other. I don't have an other. I'm going to say if it's in person, right? If it's in person, and I'm going to do something. So do I need to import a namespace over here? Oh, no. This is enumeration, so I'm going to do a toString. The problem. Okay. So if it is like that, or if it's something else, right? So I'm going to say if this is category equals meetup enumeration online toString. Okay, then I'm going to do things differently, right? So if it's in person, then I'm going to show this. Otherwise, I'm going to show something different. Right? I'm going to show the meetup link. So I'm going to delete this space over here. Now I'm going to change this to meetup link, and then so I think in one of the videos I mentioned about generating this meetup link, I was completely out of my mind. This meetup link is basically whether it's a Zoom link or whatever, Google Meet or whatever you have, right? So I'm going to paste it over here, and this as well, and this one is meetup link, and this validation is okay. This is already pretty good, and we need user to also enter things for the capacity, and for that I'm going to copy this. Probably have the capacity right below the category, the location or meetup link. I think capacity is actually pretty much related to begin day, end day, so those things. So I'm gonna place it above category. I think it makes more sense. So here I'm gonna have capacity, and then change this one to capacity, right? And change this to input number, much better. And of course, I'm gonna just copy this and replace location and location. All right, good. So what I need here, and I think we should give it a test now. So let's go ahead and run the application and see how it runs. Okay, let's create a new meetup, and meetup 6, the 6th meetup, and let's just change the date. I think it's easier to make this anything else. Well, we have capacity here. This capacity, there's nothing to say about it, right? We just have to enter it. Well, we can keep it at 0, which is unlimited, but let's say 20, okay? And here, the default is select a category here, and we can say in-person, and then it will show venue address here, right? And if you select this, and it would say the category is required, so you will have to select that. And then it will force you to either enter the venue address or the meetup link here. So if I don't do it, let's see, well, let's first of all upload a image. Let's say I'm uploading this image, which is my multi-threading and asynchronous programming course. This is the cover image for that course. So now if I click on this button, end date, okay, it's complaining about the end date thing. So I'm going to change this one to 204, and this is 2 p.m. Now click on the create button. Well, now you see that I think we should have this summary message show up right here as well. So don't forget about that. Let's try to do this on both on the top and at the bottom. So it's complaining that the meetup link is required for the online meetups, right? So let's actually do it right now. So we have this to be put on the top as well at the bottom. So what we can do is we can extract this into a component, right? So let's go down to the shared folder over here, and we have components, and we can go ahead and create a error message component, right? And for that, we just use this reader component. Don't use the new item. The reader component is right here, and especially at least in .NET 8, we have experiencing some problem with the new item. So just use the reader component, and I'm gonna just call it error message component, okay? And then just inside it, just place this. I didn't copy it. Let's go back and let's cut this one. Go to error message over here and just place it here, okay? And now we have the error message property here. So I'm gonna do a error message property. So prop, and then tab, and then I'm going to say error message, and then I'm going to just replace the old one with the new one. So why has this red screen line here? Oh no, this is code block. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, there is actually a problem here. This is different from the code block right here. This is the special code block that is for the entire logic of this component. Okay, not just for the UI part. Okay, now that we have this error message component, so we can say message, okay, and then it's going to give me this, and I'm going to component. Okay, so now it knows. And then I can assign my error message, the private field, into the property as a parameter, right? And I'm going to copy and paste it over here at the bottom where I have a submit button. So I'm going to just let it show up right here after a line break, and then let's run it and see how it works. Okay, so it's complaining that it has a property, but it doesn't have the attribute specified. So let's go to the share folder. Let's go to error message component and try to fix this problem. I forgot to add the parameter attribute here. The problem. Let's run the application again. Go back over here and wait for it to work. Now it's showing a message. So this is one of the issues that we were facing before because it's a string, right? So you cannot do this. You have to add a @ over here. I'm not sure whether I had this problem in the meetup management system or one of my previous videos. But since this is a string, so error message, we expect a string. And when you put error messages like this, it basically you're hard coding error message, ERROR, right? You're hard coding that. You have to use the @ to actually turn this into a variable. Okay. Now the problem resolved, and then we can go over here and look at the thing again. So our error message is about, okay, so let's stop here. Let's change this one to 04. Probably change this one to 34, 35 in order to get around that problem. I have an online link. Let's use this. No, let's delete the online link. I want to see the error message. So click on this. It will trigger error. Now I'm going to select a image. Okay, so this image, okay, it's showing me error uploading image. So this supplied file with size exceeds the limitation. Let me choose a better one, and we'll deal with that problem afterwards. I'm going to select this for image from a multithreading and asynchronous programming for C# course. And let me select, let me actually try to trigger the meetup link. Okay, so this meetup link require message. I want to show it actually above this because I have to scroll down to the error message to see the error message. So let us move this in better place. So let's place it over here. Okay, and we probably don't need this actual line break over here. Let's try again. Rejoining the server. This is basically re-establishing the SignalR channel. Blazor server is based on SignalR. So let's enter some dates. So this is going to be in the future. This is going to be in the future, and this is going to be the 20 or whatever. You can enter anything you want. Now, if I select the correct image, and then I click on the Create button, or for the online meetups, we have another one on the top. So the error message component extracted correctly. Now we enter a link. All right, so now we have another record created over here. And if we try to query it, we can see that the, well, we actually saved to meetup 6. So here, you might want to, if you need to, you might want to make sure the titles are unique. But I think in our system, we don't have to, because each organizer can have their own events, so we cannot enforce this type of constraint, right? But if you do want to have a custom constraint, you can make sure that within each organization, the title are different. But I think it will be still okay to allow the same meetup, right? Because the time is, although we don't have a rule to implement that, right? For the same title, the same begin date, same end date, there has to be a unique event. We didn't apply that rule either. Well, if there is a big organization, they can host same event in 2 different places, then you have to allow that to happen. Those are a little bit more advanced validations. It's not in terms of technology, but in terms of business requirement. I think we don't have to think about that. As long as we are right now, we are able to, oh, this is only the image. Okay, so we have the meetup link. We have the meetup link saved. That's pretty good. And now I want to see whether the image size is going to create any problem for her. So I think the reason why this is created is really because we were trying to use a image, but this image is correctly, we were trying to use an image, but this image, anyways, I'm suspecting that when the image is too big, it's going to create. So let me set a breakpoint over here and try to make sure that problem is also taken care of. Okay, so let's create another one, and this time I'm going to say 7, and this is going to be in the future. This is going to be in the future. This and date time is going to be in the future. And this, I'm going to say this is 10, let's say, and category is in-person, address is this, and I'm going to make sure this works. Okay, so I'm going to select a big image here, and now it tells me that this exceeds. Now, what I want to make sure is that when I click on the create button, this is not going to submit. But as you can see, this create event is from the unvalid submit. Right? It's only when the model is valid does it actually submit. However, this is not actually caught by the edit form. Therefore, the create event is actually triggered, even when we have a problem with the. So I think for that, we have to manually validate the image inside this handle image upload. So let's stop debugging. And then what we can do is to validate the image size. So after this validation, to see whether there's an image or not, we're going to validate the image size. and the size has to be, I think the default is 500 kilobytes to make sure the image size less than 500 KB. And let's see whether it generates anything for me. Okay, it does. Okay, so if size is greater than 4 bytes, okay, an error message is image size should be less than. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, it's taking care of most of the coding for me. That's pretty good. I haven't experienced this in .NET 8. .NET 9 is just really good in terms of generating code. I don't even think this is the 9 thing. This is the latest update that I got. And the latest update I got is, let's take a look, the 17.13.4. Really, really good. And now let's run the application again and make sure that the image validation also well. Over here, let's create a new meetup. Let's say it doesn't really matter because it's going to fail anyways if I correct this time. And let's do an online one, use the same link. Now I'm going to use this course, and it tells me the image size should be less than 500 kilobytes, right? And then if I click on the create button, you can see it doesn't actually do anything. Well, that's pretty weird. Let me make sure. Did I say 7? Yeah, I did say 6. No, that's not good. I think this fix doesn't work because although it returned from here, it's actually still considering there's a valid cover image. So let's go to event view model over here. We have a required field, right, for the cover image. However, we're assigning a cover image right here, like in the first line. So what I would do is I'm going to replace this. Okay, this is going to be a simple fix. So I need to make sure there is an image. I need to make sure well, I cannot. So let me, I will use browser file. I'm going to create a temporary file. Okay, and this one is going to equal to e file. And then use this for now. And then the file to validate this. And if there's no problem, then and only then I'm going to assign this. Okay, so if this is oversized, if the image is oversized, it's going to just return. So the cover image is going to be empty, and the validation is going to fail. Okay, that should. I'm not sure whether it flashed from here. Okay, let's try to create another one. I'm going to again call it meetup 6, and let's change to 7, and then I'm going to choose a big image, and it says the image should be less than 500K, right? And then I click on create. Now it complains that please upload an image, right? As well. So we wouldn't be able to just go ahead and create another meetup 6. So this definitely fixed the problem. So now I'm going to check in the code, and that's all for the video. So we added categories, capacity, and fixed image upload issue. Category, capacity, and meetup. That's all. Let's commit on and push. Okay, I will see you in the next